are positions of trust and confidence by the appointing authority. The resignation letters of the USECs and the ASECs of DepEd were accepted by the appointing authority. And who is that? Mr. Chair? The President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Yes.
Why he accepted the resignation of the USECs and the ASECs?
What is the point, Honorable Vice President?
Ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, bakit nyo kine-question ang due process? Tanungin nyo ang appointing authority, bakit niya tinanggap ang resignation letter? Sir, kinontempt nyo
Madam-
Sir, dinetain nyo na yung tao for due process.
Madam Vice President,
Sir, nasa loob ng detention ang tao because you questioned due process. Asaan ang explanation ng due process ninyo doon? Nasaan?
Madam Vice
Tinanong
President,
kita kanina, I'm sorry sir, tinanong kita kanina, sino ang appointing authority? USEC ng ASEC, anong sagot mo? Secretary. Hindi mo alam.
Hindi pa po ako nagsumasagot.
Hindi mo. Nakita kita, sumagot. Camera.
Sa naganap na 19 Congress 3rd hearing session nitong November 25, 2024. Sa naging pahayag ni Vice President Sara Duterte, tila ba naging isang insulto ito sa Pangulo at sa Kongreso dahil sa matapang itong isiniwalat ni Sara Duterte ang kalagayan ng ating bansa na pinamomogaran na ito ng mga buaya sa loob. 3 tao ang kanyang binanggit. Sa kasama ang palad ngayon dahil sa sistema ng pamamalakad dyan sa Senado, makikita natin nagarapalan na at pakapalan na ng mukha dahil sa hindi na sinusunod ang rules sa loob. Ang kasakiman sa pananalapi ng bayan ang alam nila. Martin Romualdez at President Bongbong Marcos ay nagpapaawat sa mamayan, hindi niyo maluluko ang tao. Malinaw ang sinasabi ni Vice President Sara Duterte, kung mamatay siya ibig sabihin may nag-treat sa buhay niya. Kaya sinabi niya yun para alam ng taong bayan walang ibang ang pwede gumawa kundi ang kalaban niya sa politika. Sa nangyari kay Attorney Zaleika Lopez na pinapa-contempt ni Franz Castro na hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso, walang due process na naganap, kaya halos hindi makasagot si Chua sa tanong ni Vice President. Maging si Marcoleta ay pinupuna ang kanilang mga gawain sa loob dahil masyado na mapapel ang taga-Quad Committee na hindi naman mga abogado. Pero bago natin panuurin ang video, panuurin muna natin ang advice ng paring Katoliko.
Ang atong nasod, dagko kay silang budget og tag trilyon, pero ila ginang gamiton haron itabang sa tanang panginahanglan sa atong nasod, gikan sa infrastructure, ngadto sa mga pagkaon, ngadto sa edukasyon, ngadto sa mga healthcare, hasta sa funeral nga mga panginahanglan sa atong mga katawhan nga mga kabos. Dili na igo samot na yung ila pag inang isod sa ilang puntil mo nang di na hinoon katabang, kay kunaan na kay puntil nya ikaw mo'y nagkupot sa kwarta para i-distribute ngadto sa mga kabos, to disperse, to disburse para sa panginahanglan sa katawhan, pero imo gitong gamay-gamayon og hatag kay di amang kay gisod nya wara ba ni limit ang imong puntil. Why limit? Mao na karon na gi-expose diha sa atong social media. Di na ta makinahanglan mag-mention tag mga ngahan dinhi og mga tinuod man na kanang ilang gi-expose sa social media, lahuay kay paminaon nga ang atong mga government officials hasta sa mga church officials makahatag og skandalos.
Ako po'y nangangarap na ang Duterte mabalik. Pansinin nyo, noong panahon niya na nakaupo, mga politiko'y takot na gumawa ng mali. Pati pulis, pati sundalo, takot. Aba, biglang anong nangyari? Ngayon ang mga kurakot mga nakaupo. Kung mayroong napakabait, Pilipino na. Basta matino ang nagpapatupad. Iyan po ang nagustuhan ko sa Duterte administration. kahit ako po ay isang obispo, pare, alam niyo naman si Pangulo, pag binanggit ang pare, dumudura. Hindi naman ako kasali doon. Ang katwiran ko, hindi naman lahat. Hindi ako kasali doon. Nakukuha niyo po bang ibig kong sabihin? Sigurado, ang mabait, ang pinsang buo, katangahan. Pakisabi mo nga sa katabi mo, pinsang buo ng mabait, katangahan. Po'y nangangarap na ang Duterte mabalik.
Sergeant at Arms, napanood po natin yung mga statement na binitawan po ng ating Vice President, pati po ni Attorney Lopez. At nakita po natin yung kaibahan ng istorya. Tingin po ba ninyo, Osaa, merong deliberate o pananadya na intensyon na baguhin ang istorya kung ano talaga ang nangyari nung gabi na yon para makakuha ng simpatya at pagmukaing masama ang komite at ang Kongreso?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, you are recognized.
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor. Maraming salamat po sa inyong katanungan. Ipagpaumanin niyo po at hindi ko napanood kahit na andin doon sa mga video na sinasabi ninyo na taliwas doon sa nangyari talaga ang sinasabi ng pangalawang Pangulo. Subalit, yun nga ho yung siniguro ng komite at saka ho namin na kaya namin protektahan at kaya namin patunayan yung totoong pangyayari para nga po hindi kami masabihan na iba yung galaw namin dan dun sa sinasabi nila nangyari. So we have all the video, we have all the proof, Mr. Chairman, to show na hindi po wala pong violation na nangyari doon sa buong period na yun.
So, hindi po totoo na nananganib ang buhay ni Attorney Zulaika na may sinasabing may attempted homicide sa kanyang buhay na nangyari noong panahon na siya ay nakadetine dito sa Kongreso?
Mr. Chairman, kung meron man hong mga nganib ang buhay noon, miski po tayo ngayon na nandito, responsibilidad po ng Sergeant at Arms yung mga mangyayari na ganun. So, noong mga oras na yon, I am on top of the situation. Sinisiguro ko pong walang mangyayari kahit na sino sa ating mga detainee, maging na rin sa ating pangalawang Pangulo.
Maraming salamat po, Chairman.
Thank you. The Honorable Franz Castro is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yun na yung tanong ko sana, yung tungkol doon sa, Mr. Chair, yung attempted homicide.
Before you continue, the Chair would like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Vice President, Sara Duterte. Please continue.
Okay, Mr. Chair, so nakita natin yung melodramatic na nangyari noong weekend at nakita natin yung kwento ng ating yung ni SecGen, SAA tungkol doon sa, Mr. Chair, parang merong problema sa audio, Mr. Chair. At nakita natin, Mr. Chair, na talagang paliwas sa mga napanood natin sa social media, doon sa mga reports, yung totoong nangyari. Sa mga kwento na napanood natin, sa statement ni BP Sara, at saka sa statement ng COS, ng OVP, so na-realize natin dito, taliwas doon sa kwento nila, yung tunay na pangyayari. Of course, pinatunayan niya nung interpellation ni Representative Swansing at saka ni Congressman Kowun. So, Mr. Chair, in our last session, so just to review, the committee passed my motion to hold Attorney Lopez in contempt under Section 11F of the Rules of Inquiries in Aid of Legislation for undue interference in our proceedings, and resolved to detain her for a period of 5 days instead of 10 days or maximum of 10 days as provided for in our Section 12 of the same rule. I must stress also, Mr. Chair, that the totality, just you have said a while ago, the totality of Attorney Lopez's acts and conduct warranted a detention of more than 5 days. Considering the totality of her acts of undue interference to the proceedings of this committee and the Congress as a whole, she not only admitted writing to the COA in order to suppress or prevent the release of documents, but worse, Mr. Chair, she continued to assert her position during our hearing, as well as in prior correspondences that she sent to his committee in refusing to attend our prior hearings. But by virtue of her conduct, the committee was deprived of invaluable information necessary to allow it to perform its role of crafting legislation for the improvement of the country's system of governance and transparency, Mr. Chair. In fact, she only attended when a threat of contempt citation loomed large should she fail to comply again with the subpoena duces tecum, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, in view of the what happened during the last 2 days or so, I would like to consider to move for a reconsideration of our resolution insofar as it's limited the period of detention for only 5 days. I move, Mr. Chair, that the period of detention of Attorney Lopez be 10 days instead of 5 days. So move, Mr. Chair.
10 days, so additional 5 days, tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair, kasi hindi na siya makaka-attend ngayon, ano. Talagang ano, no. So nakita naman natin sa history nung kanyang evasive attitude, behavior, at itong kinreate niya na sinasabi niya na nagpagsisinungaling niya na hindi naman siya hinaras or hindi naman siya na-barge yung room ay kasama na po yan. So yung lahat ng mga pangyayari, Mr. Chair. So I repeat, I move to extend the period of contempt of Attorney Sulaika Lopez, Mr. Chair.
Is there second to the motion?
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Marcoleta.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Before an action may be taken by the committee, may I know how the totality of evidence
Extend the period of contempt
was evaluated
Attorney Sulaika.
that merited the contempt order by the chair? That in the case
So,
of
sino po ang in-acknowledge niyo, nire-recognize,
This is-
Mr. Chair?
Congressman
This is a point of
Marcoleta.
information, Mr.
Okay.
Chair. This is
Yes.
something that has to do with the rights
Congressman
and the liberty
Marcoleta.
people. In the court,
Congressman Marcoleta, let us, the chair recognizes Congresswoman
may I
Castro.
ask, Mr.
Please
Chair?
proceed, Congresswoman Castro.
Mr. Chair, may I ask the action of the committee first on my motion, Mr. Chair, before we entertain?
We will rule on the
Okay,
motion first.
okay.
Is there any second to the motion?
Mr. Chair, may I be recognized, please?
Duly seconded. Is there any objection?
Mr. Chair,
Hearing none, the motion is
I was
carried.
recognized
Mr. Chair.
earlier before any action may be taken by the court, by the chair. Why is it that I am not allowed to speak?
Congressman Marcoleta, there is a pending motion. We just acted
Yes,
on the
but
pending
before
motion
that
first.
motion can be taken up, because this is about the liberty of an individual. May I be heard?
Yes, you will be heard, Congressman Marcoleta. But we just acted on the motion. Now, Congresswoman Castro, could you please answer the query of Congressman Marcoleta?
I have not yet asked the question, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
I am
please
trying to
continue.
explain my point.
Please continue, Congressman Marcoleta.
Because in the totality of evidence, as stated by Honorable Castro, there is an existing case, Mr. Chair. Ong versus Senate, GR number 257401. which says that the court ruled that the determination of whether a testimony was false or evasive requires an assessment of the totality of evidence presented to determine whether a witness speaks truthfully or merely trying to evade answering the question directly. So I am asking, Mr. Chair, how was the totality of evidence assessed, if ever it was assessed? Ano po yung pinagbatayan? I think we deserve to know how the assessment was made. This concerns the liberty of an individual. Under the Constitution, no one should be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. I think Attorney Lopez deserves to be heard. Ano po yung assessment na ginawa ng chair o ng committee? Kasi po ang nabasa ko lang o nakita ko, Mr. Chair, Attorney Lopez wrote the COA explaining the position of the OBP that the audit observation memo is not conclusive, which means, Mr. Chair, Attorney Lopez is merely explaining the nature of an audit observation memo. If I were the lawyer of the OBP, I would have done the same, because I think the very nature of the AOM, it is not final and executory. Why would the COA abdicate its mandate of auditing the transaction or the funds utilization of the OBP? Why would the committee, Mr. Chair, arrogate upon itself the very mandate and responsibility of the Commission on Audit? Article 9D, Section 2, Paragraph 1 of the 1987 Constitution, Mr. Chair, I will read. The Commission on Audit shall have the power, authority, and the duty to examine, audit, and settle all accounts pertaining to the revenue and receipts of and expenditures or uses of funds and property. Mr. Chair, this constitutional provision jibes with Section 25, Paragraph 2 of Presidential Decree 1445 or the State Audit Code of the Philippines, which says, to develop and implement a comprehensive audit program that shall encompass an examination of financial transactions, accounts, and reports, including evaluation of compliance with applicable laws and regulations. Meaning to say, Mr. Chair, the mandate and authority to audit accounts on the expenses or expenditures of government is only the COA. I believe it is my respectful submission, Mr. Chair, that this committee usurped that particular mandate and that will now put the Commission on Audit positions in a compromise, Mr. Chair. How will you now assess the authority, the integrity, and the mandate? It is an independent constitutional body which mandate rests upon them. And I think the audit observation memo, Mr. Chair, is still under process by the committee, by the Commission on Audit. Why would we take that responsibility from the Commission on Audit? Why don't we allow the process to proceed and complete their investigation? I am raising a constitutional issue before this committee, Mr. Chair. We cannot arrogate upon ourselves the principal mandate reposed to the COA. It is the Constitution itself which gave them that responsibility, that authority and mandate. Where in Article 7 of the Philippine Constitution, which is the grant of legislative power, can this committee arrogate upon itself that particular mandate? I would like that question to be answered, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Marcoleta. The chair would like to recognize the Honorable Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, just to clear it out with regards to the jurisprudence that's cited by the Honorable Marcoleta with regards to Ong versus Senate. That is true, no? That the resolution of the Supreme Court favors Lincoln Ong, but that is a question of due process because Lincoln Ong that time was cited in contempt. Now, question the case of
Mr. Chair, I directed
Andale
the question to you.
I am not yet finished my manifestation or answer to the query of the Honorable Marcoleta. Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Please
Chair,
wait
was
to be
the
recognized.
Honorable...
Congressman Marcoleta, wait to
Chairman.
be recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I have all the
Mr.
right.
Chair,
Paduano, you
the
have
question was addressed to...
First recognize Congressman Paduano.
Before you answer, before you recognize him,
Congressman
I deserve...
Marcoleta, you are out of order.
I deserve, Mr. Chair, an answer.
1 minute suspension is declared by the chair. Before I
Chair.
recognize Congresswoman Franz Castro,
Yeah, so before anything else, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
before you you answer the question of Honorable Marcoleta, may I be cleared out po yung sa aking motion. So my motion is on the table. So may I know the decision of the chair?
tapos na po. Na-declare na,
So,
nakapag-act na po ang chair.
Okay, so wala na po tayong ano doon.
Wala na.
Okay.
There is no pending motion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, to answer the question of the Honorable Marcoleta with respect to the totality of acts of Attorney Lopez, the chair already explained it clearly in my opening remarks. And I will repeat, Congressman Marcoleta. While Attorney Lopez presented herself as respectful or courteous, nakita po ng committee na ang kanyang mga sagot at mga pagkilos mula sa mag-umpisa ng inquiry nito ay evasive, uncooperative, and untruthful. Ang suma total at kabuuan ng kanyang mga acts and responses ultimately convinced the committee that Attorney Lopez was guilty of interfering in and frustrating Congress' exercise of its power of legislative inquiry. Halimbawa, isolated incident lang daw ang kanyang pagtanggal kay Yusek Gloria Mercado sa DepEd, subalit napaamin rin siya kalaunan na may mga iba pa siyang mga tinatanggal na opisyal sa DepEd kahit na hindi siya opisyal neto. Paulit-ulit din pong sinabi ni Attorney Lopez na wala siyang alam sa utilization ng Confi Fund ng OBP. Paulit-ulit ito na sagot, subalit may mga dokumento at ebidensya kagaya na lamang ng mga sulat sa COA at testimonya mismo ng iba pa nitong resource persons na nagtuturo kay Attorney Lopez bilang involved hindi lang sa pag-request ng Confi Fund kundi pati na rin sa utilization at liquidation nito. Inamin ni Attorney Lopez na sila ng kanyang assistant COS na si Limuel Ortoño ang nakalagda sa sulat sa COA patungo sa liquidation ng confidential funds. Inamin niya rin na nag-issue siya ng isa pang sulat na tinatangkang pigilan ng COA sa pag-comply sa isang subpoena mula sa kongresong ito. Ilang beses rin po nakatanggap ang komite ng mga iba pang sulat mula kay Attorney Lopez na tumatangging humarap sa komite on the basis of the same grounds na kanyang inilahad sa sulat ng COA. Kung titingnan po ang totality of Attorney Lopez acts, malinaw na mayroong clear, persistent, and willful attempt to interfere, frustrate, and defeat the inquiry undertaken by the committee. At dahil dito ay nahatulan siya ng contempt under Section 11F of our Rules of Procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. During the course of the hearing, Attorney Lopez was asked, tinanong po siya kung sila po ay nagsampa ng kaso dito po sa Supreme Court, dito po sa request ng Kamara para humingi po ng mga dokumento at sinabi po niya ay hindi. Ang act po ng Congress, ito po ay nadesisyonan na noong nakaraang committee hearing at kung meron man pong question sa constitutionality na ginagawa po ng Kamara at any time po pwede po tayong mag-question sa Supreme Court via petition for certiorari. Maraming salamat po, Congressman Marcoleta.
Mr. Chair, yun nga po yung tinatanong ko sa inyo kanina kung paano ginanap yung assessment ng totality of evidence. Sapagkat kung napansin po ninyo, isinama po yung di umano ay pagtatanggal ng ibang kawani ng DepEd na wala yatang ang pagkakatingin ko po sa mga minutes ay wala pong due process na pinagtatanggal po sila. Isa po yun yata sa ebidensya na ipinasok ninyo sa totality. Tama po ba?
Isa lamang po yun sa mga napag-usapan po.
Gusto ko lamang pong puntuhan
Tama
yun
po.
sapagkat ako po bilang isa, tinanggal po ako sa lahat ng aking committee. Hindi ko man lang po alam kung ano yung kasalanan ko. I was not even informed. The first element of due process is notice. I was not notified. What did I do wrong? Wala po. Pero pinagtatanggal po ako, tinanggap ko naman eh. Pero wala pong due process. Yung po ang gusto kong ipaintindi rin. Pati nga po yung membership ko sa Commission on Appointments na wala namang kinalaman dito sa gawain natin sa Kongreso, tinanggal din po ako ron. Meron po bang due process? Tingnan po ninyo yung ginawa niyang sulat.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order.
What is the point
I
of
think,
order,
Mr.
Congressman
Chairman,
Dan
the
Fernandez?
good gentleman is not under investigation in this committee, and we are investigating other matter. If you wanted to be investigating
Mr.
that
Chair,
matter, I think,
I
Mr. Chairman,
still
this is not
have
the right
the
point
floor,
of order
Mr.
is
Chair.
proper.
I still have the
What is-
floor, Mr.
what is the
Marcoleta.
point of
I'm still-
order?
the point
Congressman
of
Marcoleta,
order.
please wait to be
Mr. Chair.
recognized. 1 minute
Pwede
suspension
po bang
declared by the
pigilan
chair.
ng isang nagsasalita?
Mr. Chair, while you are suspended, may we respectfully request that all the employees of the Office of the Vice President sit together so that we can easily confer with each other, because the other employees are quite few seats away from us. So we want to sit together so that we can confer easily with each other. Please, thank you.
May I proceed, Mr. Chair?
The point of order is the second.
Intelligence of the Honorable Marcoleta. Mr. Chair, I think we might as well agree to disagree with one another here. Bago po tayo magpatuloy. Di po ba?
Yes, I agree, Congressman Ako.
So, we follow our rules. The Honorable Marcoleta is a member of this Congress, so he knows the rules and he is obligated to follow the rules. Otherwise, he'll be declared out of order and be taken out of this room. So, for all of us, members of Congress, let's follow the House rules. That's why they are there, for orderly proceedings. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Ako. We will now proceed to the next item in our agenda. Wala na po
Mr.
tayong...
Chair, respectfully, may I say something?
Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Honorable Vice
Mr. Chair.
President, before I recognize you, would you like to take your oath?
Yeah.
I
Mr.
will only
Chair.
recognize you if you will take your oath.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do this.
Please administer the oath of the Honorable Vice President.
Your Honor, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this inquiry, so help you God?
Yes.
The oath has been administered, Your Honors.
Thank you. I will recognize you now,
Okay.
Honorable Vice President.
Yes. Mr. Chair, the position of Undersecretary and Assistant Secretaries and other appointed positions are positions of trust and confidence by the appointing authority. The resignation letters of the USEX and the ASEX of DepEd were accepted by the appointing authority. And who is that? Mr. Chair. The President of the Republic of the Philippines. It is not the Secretary of the Department of Education. So you ask the President of the Republic of the Philippines why he accepted the resignation of the USEX and the ASEX.
What is the point, Honorable Vice President?
Ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, bakit nyo kine-question ang due process? Tanungin nyo ang appointing authority, bakit niya tinanggap ang resignation letter?
Madam Vice President,
Yes, sir.
we will, wala pa po tayo dun sa usapin na yon.
Sa anong usapin,
Later
sir?
later po sa binabanggit po ninyo.
Sa anong
Wala pa po tayo sa period of interpellation. Bubuksan ko pa lamang po ang period of interpellation.
Yes, sir. Nandun na kayo sa topic. Hindi po tayo nag-i-interpellation
Madam
ngayon.
Vice President, nag-uusap po muna ang mga miyembro.
Yes,
so,
sir.
please do respect. Yung
Yes,
mga-
I am very respectful. I am dovetailing from Congressman Marcoleta. The appointing authority is the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Why are you questioning due process in a discussion of resignation of USEX and ASEX?
Wala pa pong nagtatanong about that, Madam Vice President.
Sir, Kinontempt nyo
Madam-
na, sir, dinetain nyo na yung tao for due process.
Madam Vice President,
Sir, nasa loob ng detention ang tao because you questioned due process. Asaan ang explanation ng due process ninyo doon? Nasaan?
Madam Vice
Tinanong
President,
kita kanina, I'm sorry sir, tinanong kita kanina, sino ang appointing authority? USEC ng ASEC, anong sagot mo? Secretary. Hindi mo
pa po-
alam.
Hindi pa po ako nagsumasagot.
Hindi mo. Nakita kita, sumagot. Camera. Kita kita sumagot. Sinabi mo,
Mr.
Secretary.
Chairman, motion to
Hindi
suspend.
ninyo alam lahat.
1 minute,
Na ang nag-a-appoint
one
ay
minute
President.
suspension is declared by the chair.
Can we observe proper decorum, Mr. Chairman?
President.
You need to reconsider that extension of your detention. It was illegal in the first place. You asked the President why he accepted the resignation. Do not ask due process.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair? Yes, Congressman Paduano. Congressman Nakop.
Mr. Chair, Madam Vice President, if you have any question insofar as the actions of this committee are concerned, I think the proper remedy is for you to go to the court.
Sir, I will go to court.
Opo, pero
Oo,
that is
pero
your-
araw-araw, you are depriving a person of her liberty while I await.
That is precisely the point, ma'am.
The-
If our action of detaining your chief of staff is against the law, I think the proper remedy, and I think you're a lawyer,
Yes, sir.
the proper remedy is to go to the court.
Sir, do you really want to show the Filipino people kung anong kaalaman ninyo sa batas?
Ang sinasabi ko lang po ay sundin
Oo.
po natin yung batas
Kaya
dito
nga,
sa
sir,
House.
sundin natin yung
Kasi
batas.
nandito po kayo dito sa bahay ng Kongreso.
Yes, sir. Sundin natin yung batas. Why will you penalize, punish Yusek Lopez for an act of the President?
Madam Vice President, that is the decision of the committee as a whole. Sana po respetuhin po ninyo.
Yes, sir.
Kung meron pong
Okay.
remedy, alam naman po ninyo bilang abogado na tama po yung sinasabi ni Congressman Acop, pwede po tayong mag-file ng relief sa
Okay,
court.
sige sir. Tinutulungan ko lang kayo, sir, kasi napapahiya ang Pilipinas. Ganito ba ang House of Representatives? Tinutulungan ko lang kayo.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Vice President.
With all due respect,
Yes,
Mr. Chair,
Congressman
Mr. Chair, I move that we
Deputy
strike
Speaker
out. Yeah, I move that we
Suarez.
strike out that last comment said about the House of Representatives. I don't think that is warranted. Neither is it fair to make statements such as that. So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
And Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Congressman
may we
Dan
remind all the
Fernandez.
resource persons to address the chairman kasi nakakawala po ng respeto sa committee na to kung hindi po natin i-address ang chairman. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We will now continue to the next item in our agenda. We will now proceed to the interpellation proper. The first to interpolate is the Honorable Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I ask Mr. Edward Farda? Mr. Farda, you were the special disbursing officer during the period when Vice President Sara Duterte was the Secretary of DepEd.
Your Honor, Mr.
Edward Farda, you're recognized.
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I confirm.
Thank you. Would you also confirm the 3 land bank checks, each amounting to 37.5 million, were issued to you as payee and were encashed by you? Would you confirm that?
Mr. Farda, you are recognized.
Your Honor, I confirm.
Thank you. And would you also confirm that you certified the correctness of the liquidation reports on the use of the DepEd confidential funds and in fact issued the corresponding certification? Would you confirm that?
Mr. Chair, pwede pong paulit lang po nung question regarding dun sa issue ng certification.
Congressman Acop, please continue. Please repeat.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Farda, can you, did you certify to the correctness of the liquidation reports on the use of the DepEd confidential funds and in fact issued the corresponding certification?
Mr. Chair, wala kaming kakampi dito, walang maka-point of order para sa amin. How can you ask a resource person without
Madam
giving him
Vice-
copies? Without giving him
Mr.
copies?
Chair, point of
Madam
order,
Vice
Mr. Chair.
President, please wait to be recognized.
Give him copies.
Point of order. What's the point of order of the Honorable
Yes,
Castro?
Mr. Chair, Representative Acop is asking our resource person, why is it that the Vice President is batting
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
the point of
No,
order
hindi
Kasi
po
wala
dapat
kaming
ganon.
kakapihin dito, ma'am.
Pero dapat
Walang
pakinggan
One
muna
minute
natin.
recess declared by the chair.
Well, point of order.
No, 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 no. They are an affront to the House of Representatives. They are an attempt to erode public trust in this institution, to sow division, and to create chaos. We choose unity over division, dialogue over conflict, and cooperation over confrontation. Why these baseless accusations? The answer is simple: to divert attention from the mounting evidence of fund misuse under her leadership at
Ako po'y nangangarap na ang Duterte mabalik. Hindi pinanganak kahapon. Alam natin yan. Bakit ang isang obispo ay sumusuporta sa ganito? Aba, hindi masamang mangarap ng pag-unlad ng pagkakaisa sa bansa natin. Kung hindi tayo magsasalita at kikilos, kung hindi tayo magpapakita ng puwersa, ng lakas, sino ang gagawa nito? No, kung palakpak lang, hindi mo magawa, lalo na sa rally, hindi mo kaya. Yung makasigaw ng Amen! Oy, yan yung matatapang. Dapat, ito ang tandaan nyo, ang buhay natin, minsan lang. Pakisabi mo sa katabi mo, mamamatay ka rin. Sabihin mo, malapit na. Pero, bago mamatay, napakagandang nagparinig ka, nagparamdam ka para sa bayan. Yun ang pinakamahalaga sa lahat. Amen po? Mga Bulakenyos, mga kasama kong taga-Caloocan, Zambales, Pampanga, aba, hindi masama na suportahan natin itong rallying to. Yung iba na pe-pressure ng kung sino, natural lang yon. Ang nami-pressure sa kanila, siguro nasa taas. Dahil kung nasa baba, hindi nila papansinin. Pero, aba tayong malaya, huwag tayong pa-pressure kahit kanino. Minsan lang ang buhay natin. Dapat iparinig natin, iparamdam natin ang ating saloobin. We are not against the government. Never and never will. Lalo po ako. Ay, nakapula nga ako eh. Naran ba kayo? Pero, kailangan nilang makita, kanilang dapat marinig, ang dapat makita at marinig. Gera? Handa ba ang Pilipinas sa gera? Ha? Kurutan man talo tayo sa kurutan. Ilan ang bilyon ang Chino, ilan tayo. Panuntukan, talo tayo. Huwag nilang gawing issue yan. At hindi mangyayaring magkagera. Pilipino pa, subukan nila rito, talo sila. Kung ang laban lang ay chismis, panalo ang Pilipino. No. Ewan ko ba sa Pilipinas walang chismosa? Wala Mamatay na sana Lord yung mga nagsisinungali. Huwag nilang gamitin yon na panakot, divert. Yung binanggit ni kapatid tungkol sa ayuda, wala akong question dun Ang question ko ron ay nakakarating ba sa tamang tao yung ayuda? Ako hindi pa nakakaranas ng ayuda. Ewan ko itong mga kasama ko sa harapan. Nakatanggap na ba kayo? Ayuda. Kayo ba'y nakatanggap na? Oo, kaya kayo magrarally, hindi pa kayo nakakatikim. Ako pinagbibiro lang, pero iyon po'y katotohanan. Kung iyan napupunta sa tama. Binibigay natin sa 4-piece. Yang dole, yung mga tupad na nagwawalis at nagdadamo, 1 oras lang ang naipapile 8 hours. So walang problema ang gobyerno, yung nagpapatupad. Naran po kayo. Yung 4-piece, hanapin mo mga nanay, isinasanla yung card. Nangagsusugal. Hindi ako against dyan, pero dapat tama ang binibigyan. Naran po kayo? Pag dumaan sa politiko, dole, ang magwawalis, mayayaman pa sa amin. Pero, naka-uniform, nasa lilim, nagkikwentuhan. Ang pinagkikwentuhan, ganito lagi. Alam mo ba? Yun mga introduction ng mga chismoso. Alam mo ba? Alam niyo ba? O tango naman. Hindi tayo papayag na hindi natin iparinig, iparamdam, ipakita ang dapat nating ipakita sa bayang Pilipinas na ating minamahal. Ako po, kung matetreten sila sa pagtakbo ng mga Duterte, matreten sila. Bakit? Matitino yung Duterte. Ako po, kahit obispo nung panahong iyan ay lumalaban, ako po'y kasama. Ako po'y nangitim. Ako'y inalukan na maupo sa kabinet. Hindi ko tinanggap. Ang gusto ko'y makita siyang namamahala. Kung anong ginawa niya sa Davao, gawin niya sa Pilipinas at ginawa niya sa Pilipinas. Mabalik yun, ako po ay matutuwa.